It's Josiah here, back with another video. Today, I actually wanted to walk you through four things I wish I knew about service delivery before I even started. And just before I get into it, just so if you don't know who I am, my name is Jozy. I took my agency from 0 to 50K a month in under 90 days, right? And now I'm just sharing lessons that I learned throughout the way and helping people just basically do the same thing I did and have a successful agency. So, without further ado, let's get into it. The meat. Now, we were managing our peak around, like, let's say 15 clients at the same time, right? And these were just few things I wish I known that would have, of course, increased the LTV of the client, made them stay longer, paid more, and essentially make them even more happy, right? So number one is just expectations, right? And I know everyone says this, right? But I'm just gonna give you like my view on expectation and how like I wish we would have done it better and how we, of course, changed it and implemented it around. It's setting an expectation right after the sales happen, right? Making them like realistic terms in terms of like under promising and over delivering, right? And actually just kind of like look at the client holistically. Like, for example, we used to run lead generation campaigns. And yes, we could get a lot of leads for clients, but sometimes the clients won't have a big enough niche, right? So we'll get leads and it will last for like 2, 3 months, but then after we just run out of niche, and a client only has enough case studies in one niche, right? So we had to recycle the leads. But every time you recycle the leads, the results dropped, right? So just letting the client know that straight after the sale, and actually just under promising that, hey, let's say we aim for like 50 appointments, let's get you 25, 30 appointments, because we know we could get you that. And then let's work on, of course, scaling it once we find proof of concept. Okay. Now, another thing is making your clients commit to more of a long term commit longer. And this was just basically to get them to basically look at the service from a long term and a long view focus, right? And what that means is instead of like, yes, like emphasizing the quick results, which of course you can do things to get quick results, such as like database reactivation, LinkedIn outreach, stuff like that. Instead of just emphasizing that, emphasize the long term, right? Building a pipeline, building a sustainable business, and essentially like the LTV of just one client, right? So when they do close a client and get a new client to the business, because they have a good service, the client will refer more people to them, right? So like help, like telling your client to commit to, let's say, a 6 to 12 month contract will get them in the mood and in kind of like basically the mindset of, yeah, this is a long term play. And it's just saying like Rome wasn't built in a day. Like a lot of people are seeing success and people getting like crazy results on outbound, but they don't see how much work and how much hours and weeks and months of testing they've done beforehand to get there. Okay, so that's a few things I would have told to my client is like, hey, this is a long-term race. It's going to take 3 to 6 months to get there. And that's just because for some clients it's quicker because they already have the foundation, but for some clients longer because we still need to build the foundation. Okay, the next thing is onboarding. Now, I don't know where I got this from, so I don't know who to give credit for it, but it's having a 90-day plan of what exactly is going to happen, right? So, and that comes into how many offers you test and what niche are you targeting, the volume, right? And I always say, if you think it's going to take 5,000 emails to get client results, like make it 10,000 emails, right? You always want to double the volume and double the inputs, just because like volume negates luck, right? Number of tests, offers, niches that you're going to be testing. And what that does is actually puts the client at ease, right? Because if the client knows that you have a plan and you're just following the plan, it just puts them at ease. And then when you've actually like, when things go wrong, you can come back to the plan and just say, hey, this is what we thought was going to happen and this is what didn't happen. And this is what we're doing to rectify to get to get us back on track and to get essentially the campaign moving, right? The next thing is get clients quick results in the first 30 days. Now, the way I would have done this now is use pre-warmed accounts on LinkedIn on emails or emails, right? The reason why is because you need to just kind of feed them a bit, like let them know that, hey, this was a good decision and just get them just a bit excited in the first 30 days. And that could be just like 5 appointments. Of course, if you're in different industries, could be 5 leads or a few orders or essentially opt-ins to XYZ to at least just get them like in the mood that, hey, this is a service, this is going to work, and get them brought into the whole service. Now, for the onboarding, I'll also have weekly check-ins. Now, this is just to build the relationship and then go into more of a bi-weekly, monthly check-in. right? The reason at the start the client, of course, doesn't know you as much yet is just getting used to the company. You want to have as much touch points as possible, right? And another thing which I wish we would have done earlier is creating training videos for your clients to educate them on the process, right? Your clients may be used to like things like SEO or referrals. So when they hear about outbound or paid ads, stuff like that, they're like, the expectation is completely like wrong, right? Just because they're just not used to it. So they're just thinking, oh, this guy got quick results. That means I should get quick results, right? And it doesn't work like that for every single client, right? And just I wish we would have just, or thing that we do now, of course, is send them over training videos, and they of course get the right expectations set, but also understand more about the process. Okay. The next thing is speaking to your clients. Now, this, oh my god, I wish someone would have told me that the first time I kind of got into the world of agency. Now, this is one of the biggest leverage you have. Now, ideally, if you can't do it, at least try to get your client to do an interview with your client's clients, and just ask him questions about their pain points and their desires. Because what this will do as a marketing agency, get you insights that you cannot find on the internet, right? So when everyone's pitching XYZ, like everyone's pitching like more revenue, you're pitching how to get in touch with high net worth individuals for investment companies, right? Like you understanding that could take you, let's say, 3 months of research, 1 month of research, 1 week of research. But if you just talk to the clients, you'll get that in 1 hour, 30 minutes, right? So sometimes the most efficient way is not always going to be online. Sometimes you can just have a 30-minute, 1 hour conversation with the client's client and just find out as much about the niche as you possibly can, and actually find out from their point of view. So, for example, let's say online you see, oh, revenue is the biggest problem, but it could be the biggest problem for people that are under six figures a month, right? People over six-figure a month, perhaps they actually know that the revenue is okay. It's just about profit, right? And they've really maximized them for profit. So now in the marketing angle, you can change that into profit instead of revenue, okay? And them insights you'll never find online. It's just too specific, right? And it's just something that they think at the back of their head, okay? And you can also find what your clients value most of your client service. So, for example, your clients think that, oh, I'm very respectful, I'm always on time, I'm always open. But in reality, they could just be providing a shit ton of leads, and the client just cares about the leads, right? Or they could be providing very, very quality leads. So not a lot of leads, but very, very quality, and the client cares about the quality. Okay. And then, of course, this allows you to get concrete on things that they look for, like avatar, quality, revenue, stuff like that. And then another thing is their before state and after state. And that's going to be showing you essentially where like the pain was, or where people are in the kind of journey, and what they're currently dealing with, what they desire. And then, of course, the desire, like the after state, the desired state, how the transformation was, right? So this will allow you to find out the pain points and actually desires of the niche, and actually you can actually go a level like deeper and find out like after effects. So after they solved the problem of revenue, what happened? What happened to their life? How did they change their business? Did they manage to, of course, jump into other verticals? Did they manage to essentially broaden the offices out to other countries? And these are things that you could use in your messaging and targeting, etc., to stand out from all the other agencies looking to get, or to especially help your client stand out from all his competitors, etc. Okay. Another thing is saying no to clients. Now, doing a service delivery, your client may come up with ideas on how to increase results, but you know it will not work. Instead of just agreeing with your client, you need to let them know that you do not recommend this, right? Or you don't recommend going this route. And if the client wanted to still carry on, let them know that they can test it, but you're not liable for the results. Now, one thing I always remember is like, if like someone can do what they're paying you to do, they'll do it themselves, right? Or if they don't have time, they're trusting you with it, right? They're trusting you with that, and they're actually like paying you for your expertise. So when they challenge your expertise in a way of like, hey, I think this will work better, you kind of have to stand firm, because at the end of the day, if they want to risk their money or the resources to test this thing that they think will work, and you don't think it will work, you need to basically be respectful of your time and their time, and just be, hey, I don't think this will work. We could test it, but I'm not liable for the results, right? And this would have saved me so many clients, because you want to phrase it in a way that is not like putting down the client or belittling them, but you want to phrase it way it's more very professional. That hey, I've been doing this, I've run so many campaigns, and I have more data and I have more kind of knowledge to know what works and what doesn't, right? And you haven't run as many campaigns that I've run, right? So yes, we can test it. Of course, if you feel like you have more insights and you've heard this and you think this will work, we can test, but I'm not liable for the result. Are you okay with this? Right? And this will just like this will save you so much, and it will actually allow you to position yourself very professionally and actually earn the client's respect. Okay, so if the campaign does flop, and you're like, "Hey, I told you so," but you don't say "I told you so," but you're like in the back of your head, like, "That's why I didn't think it would work," right? And then the client would just have, "Hey, okay, cool, we tried that. What's next?" Perfect. So these are the main like 4 or 5 things um, that I wish I would have known before actually like doing service delivery, etc. And yeah, you can take this away, see where you can add this in your agency, and yeah, have easiest time doing service delivery and dealing with clients. Other than that, take care.